Hello, everyone. My name is Wanjiru Nguhe, and welcome to this podcast. Mine is a comment. I am joined by a friend of mine. Her name is Nekesa, and she's here with me, looking very beautiful. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Wanjiru.
Yeah, please introduce yourself.
My name is Nekesa Ochieng. A woman, a mother, a wife, a communications professional, a podcaster, and lately a dancer.
Hey, nice. Nice. So we're here to talk about just our lives as women and how we're navigating this, life in this country. And specifically now that we're living through COVID, like a lot of things were happening before COVID, during COVID. There are a few things that didn't stop, like being a mother. You mentioned you're a mother with two children.
Yeah.
So the first case was announced in March, around 11th to around 13th.
Yeah.
So at around that point, what was going on in your motherhood journey? Had it begun? Were you halfway? Were you thinking about it?
Yes, it has begun. I already had one child, and we were expecting our second born. So we were 6 months in.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And I was at work.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it was announced, when it happened.
So 6 months pregnant. You're not aware, so the COVID has happened. You've had the announcement. So what goes on in your mind? Because you see, with COVID, we are all vulnerable, but then now you're extra vulnerable.
Yeah.
So what was going on in your head? Like, how did it feel? Settle?
It's funny because when it was announced, I remember I just saw my boss and I told him, I'm going home. And he was like, yeah, wait, we are all going home. Just hold on. We are the communicators where I work. So he was like, let's just send out the official communication, then we will go home.
Yeah.
But I was just like, no, I'm not staying. This thing is already here. Like it was crazy. You know, the way it was already a big deal when it was in China. When it was announced here, that was
real.
Crazy. Yeah,
it's real now.
It's real and it's here. And we are done. I just thought I was done. Like I just needed to go home. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sure by the time you're 6 months, you have already started doing the antenatal care. So obviously there was a difference between when you were doing the antenatal care without COVID, before COVID, BC, and now during so what changed when you were going for your clinic? Did you change your clinic? What was the antenatal clinic care like?
Yeah, it's interesting. So by that time, actually the visits become more frequent towards the end.
Yeah.
We are just exiting second trimester. I'm going to my third trimester. And the visits are supposed to be more frequent.
Yeah.
So I remember in all this hulabaloo of going home, I remember one lady who was also expectant in the office telling me, let's go for our clinics before we go home. Because after that, we won't be allowed to come out or to walk around or to... You remember the way the fear was... It was a bit too much. Like we wouldn't even be around to walk outside, So, that's when I decided to do my last clinic. Okay, last clinic. At that time, it looked like the last clinic.
Yeah.
So I went for we have an inbuilt staff hospital at work.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just like our colleagues, doctors who are checking us up. Okay. So I remember the lady I saw that day. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to say lady.
No, it's okay.
But I remember the doctor who saw me that day. The words she told me. She told me, as long as you're not bleeding, and as long as you're not, like you're fine, you're not feeling anything is amiss in your body, don't come back here. Until you feel labor pains. Like, don't come back to the hospital.
Okay. And so,
of course, it was alarming because they give us supplements that take us for a month, then we go refilling.
Yes.
And, of course, also the gyna prescribes some supplements based on your feedback.
Yeah.
So this lady is telling me...
Don't come back until you're dying, bleeding, something.
Because she asked me, is there anything wrong? No, you're feeling okay? Yeah. Let me see your last scans. She went through my last scans and she was like, go home and don't come back here.
Okay.
Because you're a high-risk patient.
Yes.
Unless you see blood. That's what she told me. Howard.
Yeah.
Unless you see blood, don't come back here.
So now let me ask, like normally, how many times are you supposed to go for the clinic visits? And now how many times did you have to go for the visits now that this COVID?
Okay. Towards the end, usually, depending on your case, we are all different depending on your pregnancy. If it's a high risk pregnancy,
Then
you like do
more
very
frequent,
often visits. So mine was okay. It was a normal pregnancy. But as I said, third trimester,
you now need
visits are frequent. So it can be 2 times a month. Then it goes to once a week. So that's like 4 times a month. And then it can even go down to daily.
Okay.
It can go down to daily, depending on your relationship with your gyna.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now with COVID, she told you, well, I want to see you when you're bleeding or when you're giving birth.
Yes.
Okay. So how are you paying for it? Was it insurance? Do you pay cash, or does the company come in and get?
It caters for the hospital visits because see, we've made NHIF pay our the same people. Yeah, we've made them our hospital of choice.
Okay.
In NHIF, where you pick the hospital of your choice. So that's our hospital as at now. And yes, there's a way it feeds, the system feeds in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then also when you are doing the test, because now the COVID, we will mention COVID a lot. So you have to do the COVID test. Were you paying extra for that, or when you go for the clinic, you just do they do the test and do they charge you extra for it, or is it just billed in your?
Yes, I had to go through the COVID test when now I was going to deliver.
But when you were doing your clinic visits, there was no test?
No.
That was interesting.
There was no COVID test during the visit, the clinic visits, unless you had the high fever, unless you had a reason that calls for the testing. Yeah. If you didn't have any reason that calls for the
so you just go in your scene and then you walk out.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm really interested in the antenatal part, because obviously things were different because you've had a child before.
Yes.
So and except the visits, what else was different in terms of even the population at the clinic, even how the doctor is taking care of you, the relationship with the doctor?
Okay, first we had to visit the hospital by appointment. You make calls in advance. Yeah, it was a walk-in.
Yeah.
But now things changed. So we were told, call in advance, make an appointment to see your gynecologist, and be very prompt. Like that time you've made an appointment for, you have to show up. Yeah. So that's how it worked.
Yeah.
They were trying to control the traffic at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Within the building.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And then so now you've done the antenatal clinic, nothing has happened, you're healthy, you're safe. Now the baby has to come, because you won't be pregnant forever.
Yeah.
So now the baby has to be born.
Yeah.
And there's a curfew.
Yeah.
Ilikupata the 7 p.m. curfew or the 9, there was 9 and now there's 10.
Yeah.
It's just like, is there a curfew, is there no curfew?
My EDD, expected date of delivery, was happened to be the day the time they moved the curfew from 7 to 9. I remember it was 9 p.m. to 4:30 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were in the house?
I was at home.
Yeah.
Sunday I just did my usual. I cooked my pilau. I did my usual house cleaning, chores and all that. And then I remember feeling the pains. And then also towards the end of pregnancy, you're just uncomfortable. Everything is painful. Everything is painful.
Yeah.
So yeah, the pains started kicking in, and I'm like, I'm not sure. It's already after 9. It's after I've eaten. But then I just remember I made very good chicken pilau, and I've eaten my pilau. So I'm pacing around the house.
You're starting to feel like, okay, it could be time.
So I'm pacing,
And it's 9.
Yeah, but we are not sure.
Okay.
So the regularity, they have to be frequent.
Yeah.
There has to be a pattern for you to know it's real labor.
So if it's random like this,
so you just ignore. It's like, these are just those normal pains. So we timed. There's like an app for contract timer. So we were like, So I downloaded the app, contract timer. Then I'm there. I'm trying to see whether it's frequent. And
it was frequent. And it's 9. Yeah,
it's after 9.
Okay.
And then you're asking yourself, okay, so is this real or not? Okay, I didn't even want to tell my husband at the time, because I'm like, you don't want him to freak out. And then you're asking yourself, what are the options?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the options? Were there options? Was there like if you use an Uber, if you use an ambulance?
So this is the thing.
I don't know, Linda Mama, run with the first. Were you running with the first?
So this is the thing. I had read from Twitter this ambulance service that was introduced by someone. I remember seeing the feature, the feature story. But we had not saved that number in our phones. Okay. That was one. Two, there was like a process of going to the chief, getting a letter. Like if you didn't have a sticker, you needed some letter.
From the chief? Yeah. And you stay, like, where's your, like...
Embakasi.
You stay in Embakasi, so you know where your chief is. Am I even chief?
I know because we had to go through that process because of someone else picking some medicine from the airport some other time. Okay. So I saw my sister actually went through the process. Like she had to go to the chief, look for the chief, get some letter of authorization. There's a plane that was coming in someday at 10 p.m. and she had to go for some meds for her child.
So now the chief does what? So the chief would write a letter. What is
authorizes something that you go around showing the cops.
Also, the cops don't kill you and don't stop you. Yeah. And the same should apply for pregnancy. Should have been applying for pregnancy.
I remember my mom telling me, you have not gotten that letter. What if labor comes at night?
Yeah, so what if labor comes at night and then you don't have the letter? So the cops are going to beat you because you don't have a letter from it. Ama, what is...
No, we do. You know, what are we doing? It's unknown for everyone. This is now rumors. Yeah. The things we are seeing cops are doing to the people who are walking after curfew or people being found outside after curfew.
You're going to get a child.
Yeah. So we weren't sure how we would be treated. Okay. So we didn't even dare, by the way. Do you know, we didn't even bother to... We didn't sleep, we didn't dare, but we had to wait until 4:30 a.m.
Yeah. No, wait. So you were waiting in the house.
You've confirmed it's labor, and then it's increasing in pain.
It's increasing, but you could not leave the house until 4:30.
Yeah. We just waited. We paced. We paced.
So what would have happened? I know it didn't happen. I know this is probably not a very progressive question to ask. But now in the event that the baby has decided, you know what, I don't care. I want to be born on this day. What would have happened now?
I mean, it means I could have gotten my baby at home, man. Okay, all those movies should have paid off.
And Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
So now it's 4:30. Yeah. So you left the house immediately. It hit 4:30.
We left 4:31.
You were outside.
Yes.
So you go to hospital.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the hospital. Was it like not what hospital, but was it public? Was it private?
Okay, so it was private again. Let me tell you what happened. The insurance cover that we have, they have an MOU with the hospital where we go to deliver. Yeah. So I had to book the hospital in advance. Okay. So these are the things that we were trying to do before. Just immediately when our workplaces were locked down and we were working from home. So during that process. So you have to go and book and say, by the way, anytime labor comes, I'll just come and deliver here. Okay. So that's the thing that we went through that process. We did that. But there was a time when actually I exceeded my EDD. There's a time when now the day you were supposed to deliver came and I took myself to hospital because I'm like, here's the day I'm tired. I'm tired of being called a high risk. Yeah. Patient individual. Person, I can't even take a walk. Like it was so hard. You're confined in your, in your space. You sat in your chair. Umesikia. Your mattress imeisha. Yeah. You've done your bed. It's done. And you're tired of your house. Yeah. You're going outside. People like looking at you like you're crazy. Like you're pregnant. You can't even put a mask on for how many minutes. You're breathing, and then we are supposed to be exercising.
Where are you exercising in this Nairobi?
Exactly. Where am I even taking a walk? Yeah. It was so hard and so awkward. And then people are singing and they're like, hey, madam.
As if you don't care about, like, I know I'm pregnant, but I also need to,
But it was not easy. So the day that I was supposed to deliver, I took myself to hospital. Yeah. And the doctor in charge said, no, there's no way we're delivering this baby without labor. So I even begged. Please. They're like, no, is there any problem with the baby? So I said, I wouldn't know because I haven't been for checkups for more than how many weeks since the time we were locked down. Yeah.
Since the doctor told
you. So that doctor gave me a msomo. How can you stay at home? You're pregnant. You've reached 40 weeks. and you have not had a checkup.
But that was not your fault. But like what
So I'm like, I was told,
Yeah.
unless I see blood,
Yeah.
so how will we even know whether your baby is okay?
But me, I'm not seeing blood. So, and the doctor said if you don't see blood. Okay.
She didn't give me an easy time, by the
Yeah,
way, an easy way out. So this is someone else you're coming to meet.
Yeah.
Later on, this is not the same person who
Yeah.
told you to go and stay in the house.
And you can't tell them, let me call them so that they can tell you what they told me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was told immediately go for a scan, check whether the baby is okay. If the baby is okay, then, but I'm giving you the X number of days. She gave me a number of days. She said, if labor doesn't come, then come back and I'll induce you and we'll remove this baby.
Yeah.
Because
You were tired. It was more than.
Yeah.
So did they test you for COVID at that point?
No, they didn't test me for COVID at that point because they had not taken me to the what is it called? Admissions.
Okay.
But they'd just given me a bed in the labor space.
Okay, just so that they can check your vitals and all these things. Okay. So now your EDD has come, it has passed, you're still not okay. The scan was okay, hopefully.
When we went for the scans, they were okay. So we were just as we were waiting, because now the labor came on Sunday night. Now she'd given us a Monday appointment. Like if by Monday the baby hasn't come, then yeah.
But no, okay, so Sunday night now you're in labor, you're waiting until 4:30 and then now you go to the hospital. So you show up at the hospital.
So yeah, I show up at the hospital at 5:30. It's like an hour. Then they they have to confirm. Now we still need to confirm that you're in labor. Check dilation.
Okay.
Nini.
Yeah.
Then finally, the doctor has confirmed you're in labor, so we are admitting you.
So now you're officially in labor.
Yeah. Yay, but I'm in pain. You know, it's like, it's crazy pain.
Yeah.
You're like, really? Naweza kuwa najifanya na hii yote. Anyway, so I was admitted.
Did they test you at that point?
No. I was still just in labor.